Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Part 3. We are on investigation. We just went toe-to-toe with Miles Edgeworth, the mysterious Miles Edgeworth, for the first time. And now we are going to continue to investigate and clear Maya's name. The first time of many. That's not a spoiler. That's just how it be. That's facts.
Well, hello.
Oh, God. Right out the gate.
I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not, you stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss May.
No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head?
Chat says you're a living shoujo queen. I told you her April was uncanny.
Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard.
So, what is it you wish to ask me then,
For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked?
First things first. Look at my badge.
Hey, guess what? Actually, I, really hate your guts. So get lost because, well, I'm not cooperating.
Thanks, I noticed.
Alright, let's see. Happy music, you know, for jail. Okay, same thing. She's not talking. What about your testimony? Nope. Alright, April.
Doesn't want to talk to us right now.
No, well, too bad. Your attitude.
Say. Why are you so angry? I mean, don't look like a bad person.
Oh, that does it! Bottom feeding, some sucking.
Oh. Oh, wow. My upload speed just dropped. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, it just stopped after scum sucking. We didn't hear the lawyer part. So, you're just scum sucking, Nick.
Yep, just scum sucking. Bottom? I can't tell, does she have a thing against lawyers or just against me? Why did you place a wiretap in Mia's phone?
Aw, when you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal.
Tapping people's phone is a crime, Miss May.
Oh, and I suppose you learned that in lawyer school?
This woman is impossible to talk to. About the man that was staying with you in your hotel room. And you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on.
No way, Jose.
Maybe if I had something to get her to talk.
Alright, so we've got nothing.
She doesn't want to talk because, I mean, like, her boobs cost more than your life, so...
Allo entered the stream to Nick protesting as being seen as a bottom. Oh, he's a bottom. He's a bratty bottom.
Ugh. Looks like forensics is taking the day off today. Detective Gumshoe's nowhere in sight.
But he did leave my pink binder out.
Yeah, he left. Thank God he left that there. I just wish he would stop yelling about it.
In court, in front of Miles.
Yeah, please. I mean, anyone. I mean, it would be weird enough for me to have a pink binder, but don't tell that to Miles. Jeez.
I mean, to be fair, Nick, you were color coding.
Yeah, he was.
Miles is, I'll hard disagree. Miles is very, very bossy.
At least we're really giving this place the working over. I doubt there are any valuable clues left. Suppose it can't hurt to take a look around, though.
Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Alright. Agree to disagree. Buddy.
Mia's favorite potted plant.
Everyone's favorite potted plant.
Everyone's favorite plant. He has no name yet.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't. That's in JFA that he gets a name.
Hmm.
But his name is Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie.
The sky is blue, and so am I.
All right, you poetic shit.
There's that hotel right across the way. An old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first film that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days.
I don't know why. I always got the vibe that that was Casablanca.
Ah.
I don't know. That was just like a personal thing of mine. I was just like, Casablanca. Which, if nobody has seen that, please watch it. It's great.
Mia's desk. Perfectly clean.
Oh, goddamn upload speed. Perfectly clean as always?
As always.
Okay.
The only thing it's missing is Mia. You couldn't cram more legal books in here, even if you wanted to.
Nick, you're gonna end up cramming a lot more stuff into this office.
All the cases that the chief worked on are filed here. Are some of the files missing? Nah, I'm just imagining things.
All right. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself.
Oh, thanks? Sorry for putting you on the spot like that.
No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewaters rep, as they say.
Huh? Rep?
Yes, our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir.
Whoa! Miss May hasn't been charged with murder.
I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee.
I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream.
So, you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you. Look at my badge. I'm sorry. All I could think about during the trial was the hotel. I wasn't paying much attention to the evidence.
Wow. Sir, you need to rearrange your priorities.
But I do everything here. I'm trapped in hell. Save me.
I'll try?
You heard nothing.
Okay. Nice weather again today. I can see Faye & Co. law offices, of course.
Ah, yes, we plan to install a telescope in that window, of course.
Please don't.
Just $5 will earn you 3 minutes of A View to Kill.
No.
Just kidding, sir. Oh. As he, like, slides a telescope back behind him.
Oh, look in his eye, I'd say he was more than serious.
Oh, shit. Alright.
We aren't talking about the telescope again.
I know, I thought I was trying to... There we go. My god. Finicky.
A bottle and 2 glasses rest on the table. Why hasn't he cleaned those up now?
I beg your pardon, sir, but if you could please refrain from touching those. It's part of the decor. I call it the last drink before the murder. We'll be famous, the talk of the hotel industry.
Oh boy. A still scene painting. Wait, should that be still life? Whatever. One of those hanging on the wall.
You ever get the sense of deja vu, Nick?
All the time. A vase, as expected. Not good with flower names, though. Tulips and sunflowers. So I have no idea what's in there. Because it's neither of those.
A man with no facts argues with a man, or a man with half the facts argues with a man. Man with no facts. That's all the way in Spirit of Justice.
Huh? There's still a screwdriver stuck in the drawer.
Ah, please leave that as it is, sir. That's the Drawer of Terror, hiding place of the murderer's wiretap. It's set to become one of the most popular attractions here.
This guy's serious. I don't believe it.
Alright, so, can't filch anything.
I'm afraid to ask, but, about Miss May?
Oh, her? Sir, not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said.
Ew, what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person in here is this guy. I wanted to ask you about the guy who was with Miss May.
Ah, yes. He struck me as a real lady killer, if you pardon the expression. I knew it from
That's
the
not
moment
funny.
I saw... Sir, please, I'm speaking. And I need to rearrange my tray. It's quite heavy. I knew it.
All right.
If I had something to, like, clank around, I would. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are of the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger.
There we are in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy.
If you had a photo of that man, I'm quite sure I could identify him.
A photo, hmm? Could you tell me about this hotel?
Absolutely. And on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle.
A subtitle?
The Gatewater Hotel, Murder Manor. Well, what do you think?
Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea set.
Cool. You didn't actually tell me anything, so... What did he do to make the rest of the walls so discolored?
By the ashtray on the table?
Smoke. Yeah, I was gonna say it could only be smoking. But wow, that's a lot of smoke damage.
Also, dang. No oil paint high.
Yeah.
Huh. Looks like Grossberg is out again. Or out today again. Wow. It's still in here. It's residual.
Yeah, it is residual.
Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason.
Oh, well, what's this on his desk?
Well, well, well. What's this? Old photos? There are 2 lying here. Something's been written in pencil on the backs. DL6 Incident Exhibit A, DL6 Incident Exhibit B.
I'm sure that case has no meaning whatsoever.
Huh. I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo. It might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now.
No. Because we can't talk to Maya, so yet we have to talk to April. So
Photo lies on the desk. Maybe I should switch it out with the one I took?
why can't you just take both? Nick, just take both.
I gotta leave one so it doesn't raise suspicion.
Nick,
We'll just swap them.
Nick, they're gonna notice they're
Swapping
gone.
them.
Nick, they're gonna notice they're gone.
Swap. And I took it. And I set the other down. See?
All right, Nick. Even though it's still mysteriously on the desk. How'd you... If you can just clone them, why not take both?
I'm not good with technology.
All right, Nick. That goes into sorcery.
Wait a
but all
second.
right.
Wasn't there a giant painting on this wall?
Yeah, you were getting really high off of it.
God. Thank God. Yeah. It was a painting of...
Harrison Ford as a fisherman.
Wasn't it? It wasn't very memorable painting anyway. Or anyhow. Take a look at this photo.
That's him, detective.
I'm the lawyer.
Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once. You know how it is.
No, I don't.
Without a doubt. Sorry, chat. That comes later. Without a doubt, this is... that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him?
An affidavit? This guy is way too excited about this. Well, sure, why not?
Yes! I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I will be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit.
Just hurry up and write it.
I did that all without setting down my tea set.
It's kind of impressive.
Thank you.
Now, even Miss May can't play dumb to this.
You again? Can't you take a hint and just stay gone?
Hey, the only reason I'm back here is because you won't talk to me.
Oh, so it's my fault now? You don't just have spiky hair, you have a spiky heart.
That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. Have a look at this.
Look, I've said several times, I'm not telling you... Where did you get that?
A reaction. This is him, isn't it?
What? Who? When? Why?
It is him. This is the man that was staying in your hotel room on the night of the murder.
No, that's not right.
Nice try, Miss Cooperative.
Do you have any proof it was him? Yeah, proof. Show me proof.
I'm so close.
Oh, well, we do have that proof.
Can't wait to be done dealing with this psycho. Did you have a look at this?
What's that?
The bellboy's affidavit. It tells us everything he saw. Such as the man who checked in with you. It was most definitely this guy. now I'm getting somewhere.
Ease her fears or push her hard.
Hmm. Let's just push her hard. Why not?
I was gonna say, she's been fucking psycho and has not made Nick's life easy in the slightest. Also, I don't feel bad for her.
I did no. This is it. All or nothing. Time to do a little bluff. No use playing dumb, if indeed that is an act. If you don't talk, I'm taking this to the press.
What?
Even though he shouldn't have been witness to murder, your little friend was missing. I'm sure the press would have a field day with his reputation.
Huh? Oh, fine. I'll talk. You win, lawyer.
Yes! Man, that feels good. It's great to be alive.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Why are you pumping your fists in the air?
Now, tell me about the man you were with.
That man? He's my boss. Red White, the president of the information gathering conglomerate, Corp.
Red? White? Information gathering?
Well, I suppose you could call it a detective agency.
I just realized you get to cameo as a later character.
I do?
Yeah, hang on. Hang on. There you go.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
Uh-huh.
I do.
Uh-huh. Hope you've got that voice figured out.
I actually do, so we're good.
Oh, good.
So this is the man that was with you on the night of the murder?
You are far more prepared than I am in terms of voices. I just wing it and then see what starts to stick. Except for Udgy. He's just everywhere. And that seems to be okay with everybody.
I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like her.
It's okay. I'll just ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? Mr. Red White, at last. Finally, a lead on this guy. If April May couldn't have done it, that leaves him. Time to take action.
Bellboy's affidavit discarded.
And
Bye.
right in the trash.
Yeah, pretty much. She doesn't actually disclose anything, does she? I don't remember. I think she still just, no, it's checked off, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Suddenly, Phoenix feels incredibly high from oil fumes.
This shit again. What's with the surreal decor?
Welcome! Please furnish me with the title of your personage.
What the?
Your name! What's your name? I was just inquirably asking the title that you go by.
Right. Phoenix Wright. Inquirably?
Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous! Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary?
What is this guy's problem?
I'm Wright, CEO of Blue Corps. You know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite. So I'm afraid I am not used to conversing with the wordily challenged.
What a fruitcake!
Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this.
What does he mean by that?
No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself?
Yipes. This guy's arrogance meter's off the scale.
First, let's take a look around let's look at his really creepy desk.
Oh. I'm uncomfortable.
You or Nick?
Yes. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a desk? This is quite the thing.
It is modeled on my body, see? Well, does its sleek rounded not inspire you?
Please don't whisper in my ear again.
Hey, little mama.
I need an adult.
You are an adult, Nick.
I need a better adult.
Nope, there is no better one. She's dead. I made myself sad.
Good. An impressive lineup of trophies. Judge Special Runner-Up, Best Participation? Judges Coordination Award, Special Good Try Prize?
I love how they're all like...
What?
I love how all of his posters aren't even like first place trophies. They're just like the You Tried star.
Yep. Huh. The word judges and special kinda stand out. Statue of a man holding the world.
Atlas.
The Blue Corps sign certainly stands out enough. The model of the man is, of course, Mr. White.
Truly a work of art, but probably too beautacious for you to appreciate, correct?
I think it's a little too beautacious for about anyone to appreciate. What? Haven't I seen this somewhere? Is this a replica?
Ridiculosity! I have no interest in anything but originals. That right there is a bona fide original, worth 5 million for sure. Oh. Wrong thing. Sorry, I thought I was saying talk.
we can just leave. That'd be fine with me.
No, we can't.
What kind of company is Blue Corps anyway?
Ah, excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future. You might say, we are the future.
Sell information?
In just 10 years, I've built this business up into the grand office you see now. Ah, in case you were wondering, Blue Corps was named after the color blue. I, Wright of Blue Corps, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not?
Sure. Miss Faye is an employee of Blue Corps, is she not?
Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she has done.
What she has done? You mean the wiretap?
Indeed. She is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But I assure you, we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this.
Sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. On the night of murder, were you in April May's hotel room?
Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place.
Have a good one, Olo.
Have a good one, Olo. Be safe.
Be
Okay. My motto is, don't worry, be happy.
Still, Mr. White, the hotel's bellboy has stated on record that he does remember you very clearly.
No matter, the bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that.
Well, do you want to go on the witness stand?
No.
Oh. Yours is a good question, actually. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May.
Oh, the police, the courts. To me, they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement.
There's something that's been bothering me.
Yes, what might that be?
That big painting on the wall over there. It's not gorgeous. You know, I've actually seen that painting before.
Oh?
Just yesterday, actually.
Your point being?
My point is simple. Rather, my question is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall?
Mr. Wrong, was it?
Right.
It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you?
Huh? A lawyer?
No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch. Zippo. Nada. Just like that sorry excuse for an attorney, Grody Burger.
What? I'm gonna call him that. Ugh. He punched me.
Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, Charge me with assault? Charge away. I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty.
What?
Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding.
So you say? And I wonder, is that kind of control really possible?
I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your compensation. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume.
Mr. Grossberg's, yes.
Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit and professional profit. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I do pack quite a wallop.
Yeah, you really do.
Go now, skedaddle. There is nothing more to discuss. All right, let's limp our way out.
Hey. Hey. I got punched because of you, hey.
I know you're not a fan of Grossberg, but I do feel bad for him.
I mean, same.
I like what the anime did with him, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They made him a bit more likable.
Huh. I don't think he's noticed me standing here, holding my stomach. Maybe I should clear my throat since yelling didn't work?
Jumping Jehoshaphat's! Oh, you.
What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days.
Thank you for rubbing that in, young man.
You're welcome.
How old is he, actually?
50s, I think?
64.
Oh, 64, okay.
Oh yeah, for reference, I was thinking about this. For people who haven't seen Ace Attorney before, they mentioned that Miles became a prosecutor at the age of 20. He is 24, so he's gone 4 years.
Without losing.
Without losing. I'm not senile yet. I do have hemorrhoids, though.
Thanks. Didn't need to know that.
I was just thinking about this whole mess.
Something's really bothering him. That much is clear. So you came to see the trial?
Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see, and I couldn't get a wink of sleep.
Really? What was that?
Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl.
I asked before, but why did you refuse her request for defense? I think I have a right to know.
A right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just I need more time to think about it, my boy.
He does seem troubled about something. I'm starting to have a feeling I know what it is. So, I paid Blue Corps a visit.
Good weight loss programs. By projectile vomiting. From getting punched in the stomach.
Thanks, you don't need to rub it in.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Grossberg. I have to admit, something has been bothering me.
Oh, what is it? Well, out with it, my boy.
You see, it's just... I mean, all of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I like pointing out the painting because he made such a big fucking deal about it.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Grossberg, sir. There was a giant painting hanging right there on the other day. Was there not? The one you said you had no intentions of parting with? Well, I saw it. Today. It was in the CEO's office of Blue Corps, Red White's office.
So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It's a large painting, and I smoke a lot.
Yeah, I noticed. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow.
Connected, you say?
Yes. And I know what it is. You're lovers. It's not something I can claim to understand.
Really, Phoenix? Bro, you're out of the closet. Like,
I can understand it for myself. I can't understand it for those two.
Phoenix, you're chaotic bisexual, sir.
I can't understand it for those two. Man. But you and Mr. White are lovers, aren't you?
What? My boy?
You sent that painting to him. As a sign of undying love.
My boy, please, you're letting your fancies run away with you. Were you hitting on the prosecution? Were you checking him out?
We're not talking about that right now.
You were trying to defend
talking about this painting.
Miss Faye's younger sister, and
I am defending her, unlike you.
You were checking out the prosecution.
Well, at least I'm actually helping her.
I beg your pardon.
We're talking about this painting
Yes,
now.
you are letting your fancies run away with you. Where do you get these bizarre ideas? Oh, I know. You're checking out the prosecution.
At least I'm down there doing something. I don't understand how you could...
That's because I'm not. We're not. Don't be ridiculous. Enough. I'll swallow my pride and tell you all.
I knew it. They are lovers.
No, we are not lovers. Stop projecting. Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corps is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now.
15 years?
All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed.
The name on the back of those photographs.
As you suspected, I could not stand in defense of Maya because of this. Wright would have destroyed me if I did.
So that's the connection.
Yes, we are
Damn
not
it,
lovers!
Damn it. I owe Maya money.
What?
What? How can you hear my inner thoughts?
You do?
Yes. Yes, I do, Maya.
I didn't guess that. That's really gross.
How the hell can I hear you all the way from the detention center?
I have spiritual powers in training.
That's impressive. Damn. I owe you money just because that's impressive.
Cool! It's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible.
Impossible? Why?
He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians.
What?
They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years. And White Castle.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't resist, I'm sorry.
But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg?
The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. It made sense. Chat, the weight of many hemorrhoids. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him.
You told White?
He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail.
I see.
White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office.
Mia's office?
She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found.
What is the DL6 incident?
DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium. A spirit medium.
A medium?
Her name was Misty Faye.
Faye?
Indeed, she was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police. And she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud.
This is what Maya was talking about the other day.
I did all I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. Oh, okay.
I would say that's crazy. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. It's funny, looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which files should I look at?
Well, DL6.
Let's see if there's a record in the file that catches my eye. Haha! A, B, F. Misty Faye. And there's Mia and Maya's mother. Should I take a look? I have tarnished the Fae name, leaving only these words, my mother vanished. I was determined to find the one who made my mother blame herself for, in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the name of 2 men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was a man who sold the information to the press. This parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... Huh, the record stops there. So Mia knew Grossberg. Let's see, J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim some of it? Well, no harm in flipping through it a bit, I guess. Biggest part here is at the end is S. Suicide? Ew, this is gonna be gross. She has a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. What? There's writing on most of these in pencil. White. This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought those who were involved thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these new paper clippings. Disturbing one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was just going through it in order. I forgot that that's the one you actually have to go to. Again, it's been a few years. We're gonna finish this investigation really quick.
Yeah.
We're like at the end of investigation. Do you want to just roll through into the trial?
Might as well.
Yeah. Well, aren't you persistent?
Yep. Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you, and please don't punch me again.
Mr. Lawyer, no promises. I really hate having to repeat myself. But it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear?
Transparent. I think we're past needing to talk about April May. We're gonna put this guy on the spot, and quick.
What's the matter? You seem distressed. Have I mentioned I actually really like Red White as a villain? And that he's another very underrated one.
Yeah, he really is. This is the only clue that Mia left me.
I mean, thinking about all the other villains you run into, this is the one that killed Mia.
Yeah.
I'll just say this for people who haven't experienced Ace Attorney. One of the big bads of another game wanted to and couldn't kill Mia. And oh boy, are they fucking scary. They are the one I am the most afraid of.
Oh, I'm gonna have funsy with that one.
Yeah, you are. And they couldn't kill her, but this guy could. So, Red White's really dangerous. And a lot of people just forget about him because he, just like Frank, he's like, oh, it's early game 1, who cares?
Better make this one count. Mr. White, see this? It's an article describing a suicide of a politician.
I'm Phoenix Wright, and welcome to Jackass.
He was embezzling secret government funds. Then, one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life.
And this concerns me how?
I found this article in Mia's office.
Miss Mia?
She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You were blackmailing him.
Blackmail?
Not just him, either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I?
What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, no, no. I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Secretary's office, hello? Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away.
Wait a second, Mr. White. You're absolutely right. I should be looking for the killer now. And actually, I've done better. I've found him. He's sitting right in front of me.
Just what are you insinuating?
Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So, the culprit would be... Even a child could work this out, Mr. White. You did it.
Secretary's office? We won't be needing an escort from Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment, please.
White? That you? What are you doing calling me at this time? Like this?
Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow.
What's this about?
The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify.
What? Why now? Thought you said you didn't want to go to court.
Quite a toot. I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent.
What? What man?
Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man.
What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those.
Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police. Now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer. As was Miss Mia.
How dare you?
I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they'll make even you look competent.
I feel faint.
Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah! Butts! Hairy butts!
Right, actually, Phoenix Wright. That's my friend's name. It's Larry.
Oh, right. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. Well, what?
No.
Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong.
Can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's gonna set a trap for me. And the prosecution will be in on it too. Of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea.
Wright? Mr. Wright!
Oh, Aya. Great, they let you out of detention.
Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you.
Now I'm afraid that we switched places.
What? You mean you?
I explained what had happened to Maya.
I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother. My sister. And now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do?
Well... cheer me on in court. Oh, you could cheer for me in court.
Cheer for you? You mean like a cheerleader?
Huh? Yeah, like that.
All right, leave it to me.
Huh?
I better go get a uniform and some pom-poms.
Wait.
What?
I'm kidding. It was a joke. Don't need pom-poms.
Oh, what? No way.
No, really. I was kidding. But thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway.
But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind.
Just a piece? Okay. Then, come to the trial tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two.
Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finished in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's case. Or another case, maybe.
Hang on, can you reread that? Sorry, it cut out.
I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. With a true culprit appearing as star witness. This is it. Tomorrow, it's me or him.
Yeah, I mean, we've only gone for an hour, so you want to roll right into court?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I've got to try to keep Red an octave higher than Miles. Oh, and for those who don't know, we're doing this over Discord, which is why sometimes I'm like, oh, you cut out a bit. I'm streaming the game straight to her through Discord so she can see the lines to read them, and uploading at the same time. So when my internet fluctuates, when my upload speed fluctuates, that also affects the Discord upload because I'm uploading.
Also, that's why some lines are kind of lagged.
Yeah. If it takes like a beat longer than usual to read, but I mean, it's better than if we had, tried to do this on Skype.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on top of it. It's me who gets lagged.
No, sometimes I get distracted by chat, or I just, like, space out and forget it's my character. Like, I've done that with the bellboy a few times. I'm just staring, and I'm like, that's me, idiot. Well, I guess this is it.
Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today.
Ah! Phoenix, look!
Hi. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I received a call from the chief prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me.
What? What? Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story.
I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. What? Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy.
Edgeworth. You've changed.
Huh? Phoenix, you know him? I mean, I knew you were checking him out, but...
I mean, yeah, I know him.
Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright.
Fine, fine. Fine, Miles Edgeworth.
Miles is just like, my planet needs me. Phoenix?
Well, court will be starting soon.
What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not...
I'll be defending myself.
You know that's suicide, right?
Yep.
What?
Okay, let's do this.
You're gonna die.
Probably.
I was trying really hard not to laugh at chat, because that's how I react whenever Miles comes on screen. Which is, what up, nerd? My favorite asshole's here. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this?
Yep. Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself.
If you're the lawyer, and she's the lawyer, and I'm the lawyer, then who's flying the court? Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness.
That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth who his witness, or why his witness didn't testify before, or even who his witness was? It's like he already knows who and why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey?
I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Ms. May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Someone else decided to drag an unnecessary bellboy into it.
She was talking about her implants. What else was I supposed to do?
Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. I'm choosing to disregard what the defense is saying.
Great. He gets to show off and I get nowhere.
I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Hang on, I need a sip of tea. My throat's starting to... I don't want to, like, go clearing my throat. If your throat's ever sore, by the way, guys, ginger mint tea. Delish. Please state your full... What?
And super soothing.
Yes, very soothing. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name!
These two are great together.
I thought you had the hots for him, Mr. Wright.
Not like that, Maya. I mean, as a comedy duo.
Oh, okay. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corps. Did you know the victim, Ms. Mia Fey? That would be negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. Thank God I started speaking. You may begin your testimony. Going between Edgeworth and White is kind of like, oh dear. Because I could very easily mix them up if I'm not careful.
I can't rip this guy's testimony apart. I'm done for.
There's one prosecutor that breaks the mold on that, and that's, Six's prosecutor. He was just a butt monkey throughout until the final case. I know there was a story reason for it, but dear lord.
Yes.
Even me with my love of prosecution and chat, the person in chat who I'm talking to was like, there's a reason, I promise. She finished it before I did. She was like, I promise, he's one of my favorites, please. And I got to it and I was like, oh yeah, he's great. But like, oh my god. He's such a butthole.
Oh my god.
Until you get to that point.
Until the end, yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, I understand why they had to do that in retrospect, but oh my god. So I hope that like we get to see that prosecutor again in like a different light, because that would be nice.
Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing?
Because that is the truth, Phoenix.
Yay.
Oh. I have more bling than Kesha. I heard that snicker. There you go. I love Kesha.
Okay, I'm good.
Alright, you alright?
I'm good.
Alright. I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Hmm? Let him have it, Phoenix. Let's see, it was about 9 o'clock, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, A spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
This man makes me want to beat him with a thesaurus. You can try. He packs a wallop.
Yeah.
Perusify.
I'm pretty sure.
Perusify this, you rotten kumquat. I love you.
Also, he used impaction incorrectly.
Yeah, of course he did. He has a great bit of English, though, in the anime.
Yes, he does.
I think he's like the only one with like full-blown English, and it's fantastic. No, no. He is not Rules Card.
I love Rules Card.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
They're basically the French fuck.
She says loving French people. Let me clarify that for people who don't know my mod.
Oh my god, like, half of my favorite characters are French.
Yeah, they really are. Polnareff.
Elise.
Oh yeah, Lysandra.
There's a bunch more. How do you know what time it was?
Because I am always whoa. Even this one trips me up. Because I am always absolutely perfect, you know?
No. You're not getting away with that.
You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9 o'clock. It happened soon after the room service arrived.
That's what Miss May said, too. True. The bellboy brought coffee and saw... The bellboy who brought coffee saw Miss May. But he testifies that he did not see you at the time.
This is your concern? Silly lawyer, Miss May received the coffee outside of the room. Of course he could not see me. He would need X-ray vision to pull off something like that. And tell us, what were you doing at the time?
By window, you mean the one directly across from Fay & Co. law offices?
Correct! That is the only window you see.
And there you were reading papers.
Correct! The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I'm a busy man who had business to do. Business things. Like business.
We get it. A bedlam?
It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Surprise. Oh, nope. Nope.
Surprise!
Nope.
I'm voicing this.
Yeah. Surprise, motherfucker!
So you were reading your papers until you heard that sound?
But of course, I am no snoop peeping out of windows at night.
No snoop. Yeah, right. You made a career out of snooping. Spiky-haired? What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that that the assailant looked like a girl.
I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer.
Just what is your eyesight? God, don't blind me in the process.
Counting both eyes? 40.
40. Don't add them together.
Really, it should be 80 if it's 20/20, so 80. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good.
Hey, whose side is the judge on anyway?
I'm simply translating for you, Mr. Wright. And what did you do then?
What was Miss May doing at the time?
She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly.
Did you know that she had been tapping the fake office phone?
Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fey woman.
You make a good politician, Mr. White.
Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. We are not getting political in this court.
Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened.
Of course. Comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. The victim ran to the left and you gave chase, so any new statements we'll read. I think that's fair. So...
Didn't someone else say right?
Yeah. April Mad Dad.
Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave.
What is this?
You said the victim ran to the left. But that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right.
Oh, it is simple. You've misheard her.
I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here. And the victim here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd?
Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one.
True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So did he witness the killing? Wait a second.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss May says right and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court?
Both witnesses are telling the truth. For once.
Ha! I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. Please ignore my outburst.
Here is one scenario that would explain the conflicting accounts.
What?
Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel.
Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime scene from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been?
In the law offices of Fay & Co. Of course.
You're awfully smug.
I am. More specifically, he was standing here.
Take that!
This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, he was watching from this point. To him, it would appear that she ran to the left.
Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. You.
Me? No.
Order! I will have order! Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion!
Objection!
The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Oh, you better get used to that one, Udgy. Oh, you provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer.
What now? He's laughing.
Oh, look with your special eyes, White. My brand!
My brand.
No, but it needs to be in White's voice, so...
I know, but...
My brand!
Jesus Christ.
The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. That I looked with my special eyes. It appears I have been unclear, and for this, I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony.
Good luck. Can't fix a broken testimony, buddy.
And you can't fix broken bones.
Yes, you can.
Not where you're going.
What?
Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. And then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony?
You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. What do you mean by that?
That is what I'm about to explain. You Americans, always so impatient. It does not become you. Apparently
You're American.
Apparently I'm not American. What the fuck?
Hey, buddy, you're an American too. Idiot. What do you mean, first?
First, that is what comes before what happens next. You do speak English, right?
Kinda.
Please, sit back, relax. I will try to use simple words for your benefit. First, she ran to the left, and then...
I didn't hit anyone.
Now, Mr. Wright. There's no point in hiding things from this court.
I'm not hiding anything.
Except for the fact that you're checking out the prosecution.
Maya, quiet. I'm not checking him out right now. I'm mad.
The prosecution requests that the defense refrain from interrupting the testimony. And that
Now I'm checking him out.
And that he stop conferring with his weird assistant.
She's my legal assistant. I can talk to her all I want.
Chat. Ow, chat. Ow. I can't even read that because that's spoiler shit. Oh, Mr. Wright, you have been warned.
Why is he mad at me? What do you mean next?
Yeah, chat's yelling at me. I love you, chat. And next is what comes after first.
I know that.
Then that is all you need to know, Mr. Lawyer. As I said, she turned and made a desperate dash to the right.
Stop saying it was me.
But it was you. Mr. Wright, if you claim that it was not you, then show us proof.
Can I do nothing right? Nothing?
May I continue?
So each of you saw different parts.
Absolutely. That's right, of course.
Where did he pick up that annoying phrase?
Anyway, moving along.
So you were watching both times.
I suppose I was. And please excuse me for not testifying to this sooner. What do you think, Phoenix?
I think we've got him right where we want him. He slipped. Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face.
Except this autopsy report says she died from one blow.
As long as it isn't updated again.
Miles will never live that down for the rest of his life. He updates an autopsy report once.
Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts.
Not literally, please.
No, he hit me yesterday. I'm not gonna hit him back.
Okay, good.
Especially not in court.
Okay, good. Wait till after.
Good idea.
In a Waffle House parking lot.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's where the fights are.
Yeah. That's brilliant, Maya.
Thank you.
Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court that you were absolutely perfect?
Let me record the fight. Put it on YouTube. I will refrain from using this phrase from now on.
Your Honor, if you'd asked the witness for a new testimony.
The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite.
The witness is confused because he's lying. Wow, I can't pronounce that word today. I empathetically request that there be no break, Your Honor.
Yeah, we want justice! Don't let him get away! Very well. What the fuck is up with the voices in the gallery? I've been sucking their souls too much. If the witness would care to revise his testimony...
The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White.
Mr. White? Okay. I had one of those space out moments, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Whew. Well, see, I looked at the window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap! Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting.
Deal with it. This is almost over. You heard that thing fall. What exactly was that thing?
Huh? Oh, that. The glass light stand.
Right. The one that had fallen over at the scene.
Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd?
Yeah. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White.
Huh? What?
You're saying you saw the glass light stand.
Yes?
Then change your testimony to reflect that.
Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. Calling the chief prosecutor after this. So we've already got our contradiction. That's funny, because if you look at the crime scene...
You wouldn't have seen it! Yay!
Objection!
Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand.
What?
Look at this.
These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes?
Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were looking through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within a visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that?
Ridiculosity!
Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. You could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen it from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
Ah! Mr. White?
Mr. White. You did it, didn't you?
Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia.
Huh. Looks like we're about to get our verdict.
Objection!
That's far enough, Phoenix Wright.
What? I forgot about Edgeworth.
Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap.
The wiretap?
Order, order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain.
I really don't like the way this is headed.
As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corps. He ordered his secretary, Ms. April May, to tap the law offices of Ms. Fay. What does that have to do... Your Honor. The question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who?
No, he wouldn't.
Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Ms. Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles.
Give me a break.
Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand. At the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place, when he went to place the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture that it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping, and I almost keep slipping up and saying White and Wright. Their names are very similar.
Please don't, Your Honor.
Actually, fun fact about this case, it's just a tiny little thing, but it's like April May accuses Maya Fey, and Red White accuses Phoenix Wright.
Ah, rhyming.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. Ahem, leave it to me.
I feel faint.
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over. By the sound. Correct. That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine.
What am I supposed to do now?
Good luck, Phoenix.
Do you have proof?
Objection!
Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder.
Huh, right. Was it really you that went into the office? Or was it Miss May?
Unidentified fingerprints, several days old, were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's.
If I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints.
Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Co. law offices.
Why did you tap Mia's phone?
Objection!
This has no bearing on that case, Your Honor. Blue Corps is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality.
Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand?
The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guessed it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beautacious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all.
Damn it! There's nothing for me to press him on. Well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I've run out of ammo.
I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably.
No more. I can't take this anymore.
Mr. Wright? Are you giving up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Phoenix. Phoenix, over here.
I know that voice.
Mia? Never give up, Phoenix.
Mia! Where am I? A waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating.
Ah, you're finally awake. Ah!
That was perfect, Katie.
Hey, Phoenix! Yeah? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me.
You're... Maya?
Didn't you know that the Fae women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So, Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right. I'm Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's why I came here, or what I came here to tell you. But we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have the receipt in court records, right? Oh, yeah. The one that you wrote Maya on. Phoenix, White wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000? Wow, big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4. September 4th. That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed.
Nick?
Whoa,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, I was like, Nick? Nick? Nick!
Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony?
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder.
He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right.
Receipt for a glass light stand. The date of the purchase is the day before the moida. Oh, that typewriter sound is like instant serotonin.
Sorry for the sun in Brooklyn.
I'm imagining Brooklyn Mia, like, hey, I'm walking here!
No!
Everyone's like, what the fuck? Oh my god, my upload speed. Please, behave yourself. The court will now reconvene. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Let me just take a drink of tea and reboot my head. Beep!
Wish I could do that.
Tea drank. Brain reset. Buffering. Yeah, okay.
Okay, now you're just dragging it out.
I know I am. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. That actual second did give me time for my brain to reboot it, though. Is the defendant rather... Are you all right, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, one of my mod's favorite sprites.
I love that sprite. It's so adorable.
Yeah. Like I said last time, Phoenix is one of her favorite characters pretty much in any media.
Yes, he is right up at the tippy top of favorite character list. I'm fine now.
Then, let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright.
Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you.
I highly doubt that, but As Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Hey.
Hey, douche dildo.
Take that.
Objection!
Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood?
You're grasping.
I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt.
The other side?
Your Honor, would you tell the court what the writing on the other side of the receipt?
Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase. Why, that's the day before the murder. Mr. White, you're truly an idiot.
You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand couldn't have been there.
I'm not even gonna try that scream. He's scram.
He's scram.
He's scram. There are some breakdowns we're gonna be able to do, and there's some we're not. He's scram. I'm saving I'm saving myself for another breakdown. Oh
well,
boy.
Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you?
No, it's impossible.
Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree that you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances.
Oh. Very well. Then that is all for the trial of...
Objection!
Not so fast, Phoenix Wright.
What? No way he can worm his way out of this one.
I'm good at worming my way out of many things.
Oh. Oh, wait, I forgot it's Edgeworth. So what things?
There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter.
Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those dated autopsy reports.
You are never going to let me live that down for the rest of my life, are you?
Damn right I'm not.
How did you get to the prosecution's side? Go back to the defense's bench.
I walked over here.
Get back to the defense's bench. Get out of my personal space.
Fine. Fine.
Out.
I'm out! This guy's just making up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether these new claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied.
What?
The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow.
No. There's no telling what'll happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure gonna come up with or make up something.
You know you're going to regret thinking that in the future, correct?
Why are you in my thoughts?
It's written
Don't answer that.
all over your face. All over your face.
Okay. I thought, okay, that's better than what I originally thought. Okay.
What we, ugh. Never mind.
Never mind. And after Mia showed up to help me and all.
Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course, thank you for your time.
The witness will stay.
Mia?
Phoenix. Read this note out loud.
Mia, what's this?
I love that sprite of Mia. Just her from the side like that.
Nodding.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if I may.
You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright.
You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. I have something that I would like to read to the court.
Take that!
The memo that Mio had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened.
So stop! Desist! Halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list?
Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now. Or else this list will be released to the press.
I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker.
Case closed, Your Honor.
Well, I see no reason to continue this trial as long as we're all done here. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense.
Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that. If only you knew how spirited it was.
Well, this court finds the defense, rather, the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Yay, confetti!
Confetto! Yay,
Confetto.
confetto! That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh, I never thought I'd be saying this again. But congratulations. You're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me, and Maya. I won't forget this as long as I live. As long as you live? My time here is running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. Wait, no! There's still so much to say! Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! I'm not Chief anymore. Phoenix? Can you come to the office tonight? Say, 9 o'clock? The office? I'll see you later. Chief! Mia!
You're 2 minutes late, Nick.
Being here, it's not hard to think about that night.
You came.
Mia? I was kind of worried you might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well then. I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia?
You should see your face!
Mia?
What are you talking about? It's me, Maya.
Maya?
What? Did I look like my sister?
Look like you were her.
I might be able to use that.
Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you?
Maya, why are you here?
Because of this. See? Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me.
Take care of... Huh?
She means the office. This office. someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick! Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? It's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you.
Nick.
You know what this means? We're partners.
You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now.
Hey!
But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail.
Damn straight.
Wright & Co. law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya.
Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching.
Always watching, always judging. Right. Okay, Nick, let's do it.
Huh? Do what?
Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a-wasting. I need to tell you about my favorite ramen place, too.
Ooh, I like ramen.
Yeah, it's called El Dunes.
Ooh!
Yeah.
I've seen that place. I've never been in.
Yeah, it's really good, but we're going for burgers first.
Alright, I did say I owed you money. Okay, wait up!
Achievement unlocked, Turnabout Sisters. Wow, okay, that went faster than I thought it would, actually.
Yeah, it did.
Shit, okay, yes. Saving. And then we need to exit somehow before the actual thing starts. So I think I can just start it here and it'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought we'd end up investigation one day and court the next, but it's pretty short.
Yeah, this is still a pretty short one. I was gonna say this is when it starts to get a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we won't be able to cover as much.
No. Well, I mean, we have Wednesday and then Friday, which is our long day, so
we'll see if our voices can handle that again.
Yeah, I mean, we did pretty good for a first time. We'll get used to it as we keep going.
Yeah.
So my Maya will fluctuate until I get used to her, and my Edgeworth will fluctuate until I get used to him, apparently. I thought I had a good grasp, but nope, they keep changing. Thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Thanks,
think
guys.
I'm getting better with Nick. I don't know.
You are.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you're emoting more. It's once you get used to the octave.
Mm.
So, but you were still born for April, May. Like, I was waiting. I was waiting. I was like, oh my god, when Miri finally hears her April, May, holy shit, and then there it went.
Almost threw in the Ojo-sama laugh, but kept that one.
Yeah, that's safe for another character who Miri actually did. I choked. It was grand. Yeah, she insisted on being April, and I've heard her do it before, and it was spectacular.
It's fun.
Yep. And now April is retired forever, because now she's in jail.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye, April.
Goodbye, April.
Goodbye, Red
I can-
and White.
Just cross them off the list.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Because I need to take a look at who we've got for this next one. Let me see here. Oh, you just like re-updated it?
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna update. I'll just update it again. That did not work this time for the cross out, but
the
we'll figure it out.
Discord. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I've got to figure out a voice for another character. You're pulling a lot in this next case.
Yeah.
I mean, we did talk about it though. You volunteered for him.
Yes, I did.
So, yeah, you're pulling a lot this next case. Although with one character that I have, holy shit. I think that person's lines take up half the case.
Yeah.
And I could not be more excited. Orangutan Man is wonderful.
Oh.
Seeing him cameo like again and again is just so wonderful. I get so excited whenever he like cameos back up. Like, hey, I'm in frame for 2 seconds. I'm like, hi. Oh yeah, that's her. Katie volunteered to take him. I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right.
I will be him. I will do my best voice for him. I can't promise that it'll be good, but I'll try.
If we're here for fun, that's all that matters. It's all that matters. Oh, now the cat's
All
here.
that matters.
So there's no courtroom cat yet.
Nope.
Not yet. She did just show up, but it was a little too late. You were a little too late for court. Yes, you were. Scratch your butt. But yeah, we will start Turnabout Samurai next time. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Ooh, I really appreciate it. Especially you. Shout out to Miri and Kazi, who are blasting this through their apartment, so bless. Absolutely bless. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we will see you next time. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
See you later.
Yep, I hope you guys are enjoying it, because we sure are. Right?
No.
Okay.
Of course. Of course.
Well, yeah, I know you. You're just fucking with me. Yeah, I'm jazz handsing now. Okay. As chat said. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.